Alright, we are recording Lego DC Supervillains. Yep, we're just getting into it. Still doing free play. Gonna actually start going through them in order now, because I've gotten the ones that the red bricks that actually like really matter. Well, that I'm gonna say really matter. And one thing really neat, I don't know if it was actually in these videos or if it was in the Monstrum videos that would have come out weeks ago, but I recorded a few days ago. I want to first make sure that these are all on that I want to be. Yep. So I had a Tascam US 2x2 USB audio interface, how I connect the nice recording mic, and it started to flake out on me. And I mean, it was like, I can't really have that for a few reasons, because it was also my audio output device, wasn't just audio input. Although it turns, I didn't realize my amp to my speakers actually has multiple inputs. So I could have just used one of those. Actually, hang on just a second. I want to make sure I get him. I get Rookie, but... Oh wait, no, I can just pick that there. And I'm still going to make sure we get Aquaman in there. Perfect. So I got a replacement. I ordered myself a replacement. It came, and for recording it's been great, but the driver had a weird quirk to it. And finally got that fixed. Turns out there was actually a driver update. It took a while for it to...
The lab belonged to an...
The driver update that fixes it came out after I had done all my stuff, so... Done all my testing and such. Like a few days. So that was embarrassing. But I finally... I reached out to the company. I had to a second time, but that I take the blame on that because of using USB aliases. Not USB aliases, email aliases. Oh yeah, that's right. I can just walk through. I love it.
Rest until the world sees things for the
there we go.
way they really are.
But they were like, hey, have you tried installing this? And it's like, I didn't say in the reply that it's... I mean, it was still a little weird. The behavior wasn't quite perfect, but it got to where it needed to be. Where I needed it to be, so I cannot complain. I am happy. Well, no, I can complain. I did complain a little bit. Because I do want the issue fixed completely. But yeah, the issue was just it... Nope. Come on. There it is. Okay. The issue was basically the driver wouldn't engage immediately. So like every time a new audio output came up, it would actually lag until the driver engaged. So like, the normal Windows noises, like, hey, you entered a folder, or hey, you left a folder, kind of thing, that would actually be, like a few seconds after that would finally come up. Yes, it was very annoying. I forgot that I had that on him. Yes, so that was definitely a problem. But fortunately, I forgot my amp has multiple inputs. I had just the normal built-in device. Yeah, let's just do it this way. There he is. And fortunately for recording, it seems like games take long enough to start up that the driver would always engage in time for that, so I never had an issue there. But now with the new driver update, It's fine, although it was still weird. It took a long time for the driver after installing it to actually start working. But it is working now. I'm using it. I've been using it since doing the update. So yeah, it's. I don't think I actually needed to do it that way. So I'm definitely happy about that. Oh, and by the way, I might do only like 1 or 2 recordings because I did not sleep well last night and am like really tired. Like all day through work, I just was feeling so like I'm gonna fall asleep. Which is not that good. Okay, so I need to pop that. A little unsure how I'll pop it. I'm not sure who. Oh, Batman can do it. He can do it. I'm already at 2 million. I haven't even left the first room. Yeah. Because I was thinking that the Flash and them and related can do it.
Perhaps this has hidden magical properties.
But yeah, I forgot that Batman has his gadgets.
This might be the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I will grant there's a part of me that does want to stop using the just demolish everything you walk into because it seems kind of cheaty. But at the same time, it's also fun. And it's also nice as just, like coverage. Having that extra fallback. I actually meant to jump. Anyway. What else have I got I can talk about? Okay, I had a feeling I could blow those up. No, but Riddler can. I don't know if I already have this one or not. I don't care. Let's do it anyway. No, I did not have that already. I might not have understood it at the time. That is possible. Oh, I'm so glad I set up the scripts as I have. By the way, I just want to add that too, because it's the test system. It's only on part 8, and this is what, part 27? Because I recorded them so quickly, but also I had the test system processing other video of late. Fortunately, I've got I got 3 uploaded today. That's gonna hold me over for a while. So, well, I have enough lead time that with that I know I'll get these all processed. But it still is nice that it's like, yeah, I just put them there. Technically the list of them is already built, such that I can't just drop more files in there and it'll go. But it is nice how I can just say, hey, they're all in this folder. Or I just drag something onto a shortcut and it'll get processing and it'll get it all taken care of for me. I spent a lot of time getting that stuff right, but it was worth it. Okay. Sorry. And I've also got it set up in other ways too, because the videos it was actually processing that delayed when I could get these videos going was I set up a bunch of scripts for converting my Star Wars Blu-rays to AV1. Which, I don't care much for Star Wars, I'll be honest. I'm glad I have the 6. I don't want any of the sequel trilogy, I will say. But I've got I think it was actually one of the first Blu-ray sets of Star Wars. Could be wrong on that. But it's just the original and sequel trilogy. Unfortunately, not the original versions. Those came out as special features later. The original versions of the original trilogy. But it's just I decided that, yeah, I'll put them on the server. But I didn't want them to be
Grundy tried showing his good side today.
What? You... They took away my guy. Like they replaced him with Solomon Grundy. I mean, yeah, you kind of need him, but still. Add, don't replace. Anyhow, but yeah, so I was letting my preferred AV1 encoder do that work. And just, you know, was like, yeah, it'll take days. But, and it did literally take days for the 6 movies. But, with the Phantom Menace, when I compared that to my, X265 script, it did save me about a gig. So, a gig there. And it does look good. It just says, I've got a Roku that I prefer to use for watching movies because it handles multi-channel output better than the Fire Stick I've got. But the Fire Stick will play AV1 directly. The Roku doesn't. That I'm pretty sure is just a software issue such that I don't, long-term, don't need to worry about it, that it will be fixed eventually. Because the Roku does actually play AV1, it just, not through the app. I need to, like, put it on a USB drive, plug it into it's a Roku Ultra, plug it in there, and then it's happy. But looking at the details, still pretty good. Still preserved it very nicely. So, the hell? Okay, this is just being weird. Okay. I had a feeling that there had to be some of these sirens that were like that. Yeah, I have no idea when I'll watch through them. But it is kind of funny because initially what I did with what I was putting onto the server, it was basically, these are the things I want there because I want to be able to just like some of them I legitimately have on there because they were movies and such where it's like, I would think about watching them, but then it's like, I don't feel like pulling out the disc. So I wanted to, you know, make sure that those were getting on there because if it's on the server, it's not I need to worry about the disc, about pulling out the disc. But now because I've gotten good enough at managing the scripts, tuning certain things, that it's like, yeah, I'll just, you know, I'll just put them all on there because I can get the sizes manageable. Okay. Another. Okay, that's only 3. And I also don't hear it anymore, so I either missed some. Okay, I don't quite remember how this goes. Alright, anyway, what the heck? Okay, that was weird. I mean, oh, wait, no, it is actually. Hang on. I'd forgotten about that aspect of it, the illumination in there.
riddle me this. What loser put this here and why can't I use it?
There. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. I forgot it will do that. Oh, wait, hang on. Yeah, this one first. Because it gets the flow in there. There. Alright. Yeah, I'm still not... AV1 and X265 can... I have found situations where X265 actually does a better job than AV1. Which I know is something that some would almost consider sacrilegious, but it's true. There we go. And it's just sometimes one encoder is, when I'm just an encoder, but one codec, it just handles certain things better than others. And it's, you know, when you start tuning things in, trying to find it, yeah. Plus, X265 is a hell of a lot faster. Okay, I'm just curious, because it was a thing. Nope. Cannot go up high enough for that. Okay, perfect. 2 of these. I mean, it's just... there. So it is still going to make me do... okay. It is kind of weird. I remember some of the other LEGO games in free play, because it's typically just 2. You wouldn't have 4. They would actually change the level. Like, they'd have fewer of the, few of the pads, the weight pads that you needed to stand on. It would go down to 2. And it's just weird how they actually put it in there. Weird that they would still have this here that you'd need to do. I mean, it's like, it's free play. The player has already done all this. So it's, yeah, just kind of weird. But yeah, so I guess going back just a little bit, I am basically for those movies where I'm not gonna mind the it's funny where it's, I trust I can tune in how I want the quality to be better with 265 than AV1. So basically, if it's I don't really care how it's gonna look. Also, the fact that's a transcode for the Roku to work. For that reason, I will, like, it's the films I don't think I'll be watching so often that I'll encode that way. And also, if they're that large, like 6 movies, the 6 Star Wars movies I've got. Yeah, trying to save some space there makes sense. But I've also got 7 Samurai, and I intend to do that way because it's. I don't know how often I will watch that. It's a very good movie, don't get me wrong. Please don't ever assume I'm saying that's not a good movie. But I don't know how often I would watch it, and it is a long movie. And boy, is it grainy. Oh. And getting that right is gonna be a trick. And no, I've tried messing around with grain synthesis. I've not seen anything suggesting that it's actually capable of doing what I would need to do for these movies that are so grainy. But it is also, I looked into, what did I look into? I looked into doing a denoiser first. I mean, it can't be that. Oh, maybe it can't. Huh. Yeah, running a denoiser first to try to clean it up, and then using the grain synthesis then. Which is viable. It just... What wasn't that... It would... Sometimes the denoisers would either, like, already take out too much noise, or, well, would either miss some of the noise or would start taking out detail. And I just wasn't having much luck. Okay, so this is a problem. There we go. Oh, 12 million already, which I think is more than I spent on all of the multipliers thus far. You gotta love the multipliers. That's why I wanted to get them so early. Once I got into the free play, that is. But, yeah, so I'm just... And the amount of denoising that I want is just achieved by the encoder itself. Because just a lossy encoder is going to start throwing out data, and the noise stuff, the film grain, that's what it's going to throw out first. So it's sort of it's better to just leave it and let it do its thing than to try to add that extra layer in there. But it depends. Some things would actually like compress a hell of a lot better if you denoise first. It really will just depend. I can't skip this. At least it's not letting me. That's why. Alright. I didn't necessarily remember that I was able to destroy that before.
The forces of Apocalypse will rule over all. If I must demonstrate my powers, I will.
Let's put a few smiles on some faces, shall we?
It did it again. It pulled me out. It is so weird how they have this working. But anyway, going back with the just whole AV1 versus 265, at least X265, it can do a better job at actually preserving the fine detail than AV1. Apparently, it's just part of the nature of AV1 will allow it to really smooth things that you don't necessarily want it to do. Which is annoying, but they're already working on AV2, which is not surprising. I mean, just if you're gonna be working on, if you're gonna develop any codecs, it makes sense you never stop developing them. Fine.
I deal with puzzles, not powers. Someone else can deal with this.
Oh, okay. There we go. Alright. I need to get him back. So you can't actually lose these, which is interesting. Lose these guys by changing. And it forcibly changed me. Yeah, this is definitely weird how they're, rather than changing the story stuff to be appropriate for free play, they're changing free play to be appropriate for the story stuff. And I don't really like that, because, I mean, I know it's been a while and all that, but it's still, I'm used to the other design that was what they did in a lot of the older ones. I don't know how many of them. And it'll be a while before I get to them. Because I already know what I want to do after this. For the just gaze tracker videos. And then it won't be until after that I would do another one of these. Another Lego game. And I'll probably... I might change my mind, but I'd probably go back to do... it would be the Lego Indiana Jones, because I think that's the next oldest. You know, like, going in order would be the Lego Star Wars and then Lego Indiana Jones. I have no idea what it would be after that, though, of the ones I have. And unfortunately, I do not feel like accelerating the schedule for these. I mean, it is... I am... Because I'm not doing the free play levels in the order that I think I can do that without messing with anything. Oh, wrong button.
Perhaps this is another clue.
All right. Oh, yeah. That's right, it's Clayface that I could have just do that. There, just easier to do it that way. And is this the end? Yes, it is. How many studs did I get? It's so funny to think I've still got levels that I didn't get true villain on. As I get 50 million though, I can get the 8 times. I can unlock that now. So yeah. So that's gonna be 384 times. And I just remember because I played these games enough. Yeah, 384 times on the studs, and then with the 10 times you get 3,840. It's awesome. It's part of the reason why I love these games. Yeah, I mean, it's just... I've talked about this with other games in other recordings. It's really nice to me to have a game that basically rewards your time and effort by not necessarily trivializing things, but by making things like you can go back and you're so much more powerful. And that's not to say that there aren't risks. That's not to say it can't still be a little frustrating in some ways, but to be rewarded where going back... Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Neither is that. But, you know, like with this, with the studs. It's like if you just get through, now when you come back, you can be in one hell of a position. Oh no, it is out. Where it's, you know, some of the stuff, I mean, technically, yes. As far as studs are concerned, things are trivialized now. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, though. But, I like that, you know, where it's like, you get rewarded for playing. Because it is different. There are some games where the rewards are very different, where it's like, well, certainly any game where it levels up the world as you advance. So that way you can't, like, go back. But, I mean, it's like, I like it in games when it's quite the opposite, where the old places, they haven't leveled up. So it's like, okay, you've become somebody who can, you know, finish the game, can beat the game completely. And now you're going back and it's like nothing can really hurt you. But, well, yeah, nothing can really hurt you, and anything you want, you can basically kill in a single shot. I like that. But it's also... I really like it, though, when it is a... No, there's still a threat. Like, you still need to actually kill these enemies. You can't just ignore them and take whatever they dish out. But it's a... Basically, they're not a threat so long as you're still active. I like that. That kind of balancing there. Which is not necessarily a norm. I fully grant that. But it's just, you know, that to me is a good place to have it. Like Saints Row the 3rd and Saints Row 4 are both examples of that as well. Where you reach a point where, yes, a lot of the threat is lessened. It's not removed, but it is lessened to a
Welcome to our
amazing point.
Review of Metropolites, Metropolitan Citizen. To complete.
All right. I'm already back up to 23 mil. It's so absurd, but awesome. Okay. No idea. Well, no, I know exactly what that is. I just have no idea what it is. I'm assuming that it means, hey, they're breaking in there. You can go and do something about it, help them or hinder them. I don't know, but I don't know where that is. So anyway, just gonna stop this one and get the next one going, which will be in the next story level, which is It's Good to Be Bad. So we'll see you then.